Tonight's broadcast is made possible by Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Ironworkers Local 395, proud to be union. Four Seasons Mechanical, quality and comfort is our guarantee. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports. Bricklayers Local 4, the best hands in the business. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. The Right Group, the right way to buy and sell real estate. Mark Macknick, Chicagoland Tax Professionals. Blythe's Team Sports, where the athlete shops. And Hampton Inn, downtown Indianapolis. This is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. We come to you tonight from Chesterton High School as the Region Sports Network presents live video coverage of Indiana high school basketball as the East Chicago Central Cardinals take on the Chesterton Trojans. I'm Leo Staudaher, and I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's action. And joining me with the color analysis is Wally McCormick. Good evening, Wally. We have a non-conference matchup between the Cardinals and Trojans, two teams that have really started the year on the right foot. Should be a good one on this Tuesday evening. Absolutely, and it's two teams that have had some recent playoff success. East Chicago Central played in the semi-state last year. You know, they come into the night's game 4-2. They've beaten Lighthouse, Chicago Farragut, Bowman, and Munster, and they lost to Valparaiso and Crown Point. And Chesterton has started off this year 3-0. with a huge win at home against South Bend St. Joe, who was ranked 4th in the state at the time. They played in a neutral court last week and beat Fort Wayne Snyder, and then they also beat Washington Township. So ought to be a good one on a Tuesday. And as you talked about, East Chicago, after a deep postseason run last year, graduated a lot of talent, but they really haven't missed a beat. They're averaging just over 60 points per game, and there's been some underclassmen that have really stepped up. So it's an interesting kind of new-look team from East Chicago, but still high expectations from last year. Yeah, they're playing 3 freshmen a ton, and those 3 guys are all averaging right around 10 points. So anytime you get the people sharing the ball and that equal score distribution is good. And on the other end of the floor for the Trojans, a younger group as well, with a lot of sophomores and juniors in the mix, but they have been playing pretty well this year, undefeated so far, trying to keep that going tonight. Yeah, and some of those kids, although they're young, they've been on the varsity for multiple years. Logan Picorni was on the varsity as a freshman, so this is his 4th year. TJ Ray was on the varsity as a freshman, and so they got a pretty good mix. They've got some guys that know and understand what it's like to play in big games, and they're highly motivated after losing to Portage in the sectional last year. I think they've been highly motivated this entire offseason. So as we get closer to tip-off between Cardinals and Trojans, if you are in the area of the game, it is the Game Night forecast brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, it's 35 degrees outside. The wind makes it feel as if it's 21. Temperatures will drop into the low 30s this evening before raising a little bit tomorrow and Thursday. So a bit of a heat wave in the area the next couple days after some very cold temperatures last weekend. That's the Friday night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. We'll step aside. When we come back, it'll be time for tip-off and the starting lineups between the Trojans and Cardinals. It's coming up next. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Ava, let's go.
Try it on.
The shortest distance between two people is a smile. That's why we're committed to fighting hunger in our communities until everyone has a reason to smile. Strack & Van Til, where making life easier starts with a smile.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, you're not just getting the highest quality work. You're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
Care and dedication our teachers show every single day.
Back here at Chesterton as we get ready for tip-off between the Cardinals and the Trojans, as we will be getting ready for the national anthem and the introduction of the starting lineups. It's Teacher Appreciation Night as well, so several of the teachers and faculty members from Chesterton being recognized before the game as they go through the pregame festivities here. We get a look also at the new look video board above center court, and understand there will be a bit of a pregame presentation to go with that, as well as now we will step aside for the playing of the national anthem. So keep it locked in here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step to
Following the completion of the national anthem, played by the Chesterton Band, we will now meet the starters from Ala Maruri's squad from East Chicago Central. 4-2 on the year, 3-1 away from home. They're averaging 60.8 points per game. We see Jamari Pollard, one of the returning contributors from last year's squad. And we'll see as well some of the underclassmen contributors joining him. That dynamic trio between Mekhi Gillis, Zayden Johnson, and Najee Moe, who have been really making things happen for the Cardinals.
And a 6'4" senior, number 45, Lance Jackson.
So Lance Jackson rounds out the starting five. So an interesting makeup of the starting lineup. 3 seniors and 2 freshmen for the Cardinals, kind of mixing the experience and then the underclassmen talent. And now we'll see the starters from Mark Urban's group from Chesterton. As we mentioned, the video board and pregame light show taking place as well. So if you're joining us on YouTube or Facebook for the video component of this broadcast, that is why you are not seeing much video on your screens right now. Trojans, as we mentioned, 3-0 on the year, 2-0 at home, and scored 210 points for, allowing just 123. And their last win in dominant fashion, 62-38 at Fort Wayne Snyder over the weekend. So now let's see the starters from this Chesterton lineup.
And now, the starting lineup for your Chesterton Trojans. Starting as the 6th man, the future of Chesterton basketball. Starting at one guard, a 6'1" junior, number 3, T.J. Ray. At another guard, a 6'2" senior, number 14, Jalen Watts. Starting at another guard, a 6'4" senior, heading to Taylor University next year, number 5, Logan McCorney. Starting at forward, a 6'8" senior, number 45, Kaden Schneider. And starting at another forward, a 6'7" sophomore, number 22, Bradley Basila.
So Bradley Basila rounds out the starting five from the Trojans. TJ Ray, Logan Picorni, Jalen Watts, and Caden Schneider make up the rest of the group. Chesterton will be wearing white uniforms with gold numbers and some maroon striping as well. They'll be attacking from right to left on your screens. East Chicago will be wearing navy uniforms with red numbers, red and gray print across the side, and kind of that checkerboard style down the side of the uniforms. They'll be going from left to right on your screens. So Jackson and Basila get ready for the tip. It's won by the Trojans, and we are underway. It's a good night for basketball here in Chesterton. Thank you for joining us. The Trojans work it. To the left side, we'll try a three-pointer from Picorni. It falls short. The Cardinals will take over.
Yeah, they tried to run a set play there to get a lob for Bradley, and East Chicago did a nice job of coming off that back screen, and Picorni got a three, which he'll shoot plenty of them tonight.
Gillis takes it up the floor, the freshman averaging just over 8 points per game. Hands it off to Pollard. Looks left side to Watkins. Watkins powers up, goes to Gillis, swings it short side. Cardinals looking to make something happen around the perimeter. Trojans forcing things outside. Handling the ball is Ma. They pass it right side. Gillis for three. Rolling out. And contained by Schneider and the Trojans. Chesterton quickly vaults it down the floor. Watts goes right side. Schneider.
Yeah, both teams coming out playing man-to-man right off the bat. Chesterton, that's kind of been their calling card, and East Chicago is going to have to do some things to get into the middle of the defense, try to kick it back out for some threes.
And yeah, Mew, the freshman, bringing it up the floor, but lost his dribble, and it's a travel. Scoreless so far. Both coaches, kind of in their pregame keys, mentioned how they want to slow the other opponent down, as knowing if this could turn into a track meet, both teams have a lot of players that can contribute offensively. Picorni takes it along the baseline, was looking for a partner up top, but it goes through a pair of players and out of play.
Yeah, they Watts on a curl cut down the middle. Logan realized him a little too late, and so it's a little bit ugly early.
Gillis takes over, just over 6.5 minutes left to play in the opening quarter. We are scoreless here at Chesterton. Mew with a quick pass to Pollard, and he fills it up for 2. There's the first field goal of this game.
And that's what East Chicago's going to have to do with that man-to-man pressure, is get some back cuts and things going towards the rim.
Schneider sends it right side for Watts, and he rattles one home for 3 points. The Trojans answer right back.
Chesterton's got a lineup right now with 4 really good three-point shooters on the floor.
Watkins from mid-range, back iron, no good. The rebound hauled out of the air by Basia, and the Trojans take over. Ray weaves right side, gets it to Picorni. His three-pointer is good. Logan Picorni nails the three-pointer, and the Cardinals we're going to keep it here. It will not be a timeout. 5:58 left to play in the opening quarter. The Trojans lead 6-2. Gillis on the inbound, sends it to Watkins, back to Gillis. He's going to creep over midcourt, shadowed by Ray. Turns on the spin cycle, gets it to Johnson. Left side, handled by Mew.
Yeah, TJ Ray's become a really good on-ball defender. You know, he's played a lot of varsity minutes as a freshman where he wasn't as strong and as athletic as some of the people that he was guarding, but he's turned himself into a really good defensive player.
Johnson sends it to the corner to Gillis. They work it topside Watkins. Now Johnson tries a left side 3, and he knocks it down.
Great ball rotation by East Chicago with the extra pass for the open 3.
It's a three-pointer by the freshman Zayden Johnson, brings the Cardinals within 1. Schneider holds the rock high, gets it to the top of the key to Basia. Now from the logo, they skip it down low to Bradley Basia. The sophomore powers into the paint, swims through a defender, and sends it at the cup, but he's fouled in the process. Foul will be charged to Watkins of East Chicago to bring Bradley Basia to the line to shoot 2.
You know, that's one of the things that, you know, you take a look at Chesterton's three-point shooting, and now we got a 6'8" guy and a 6'7" guy working down in the block. So they have a significant height advantage in the post, and that's something that I would assume that the Trojans will try to pound on early in the game.
The first shot from the line from Basia rolls its way home. So he extends the lead to 2 points for the Cardinals in what's been a fast-paced first quarter. Just about 5 minutes left to play as the second free throw handled by Basia, and now the Cardinals will look to make their way up the floor. Gillis gets it into Johnson. He scans the floor. The freshman being pressured by Watts. Looks for a path forward, gets it to Gillis. Gillis on the far side locates Watkins. Right side to Johnson. He's averaging 4.5 points per game. Watkins, pump fake, goes to Johnson. He fakes the three-pointer, steps to the free throw line. Now Watkins lets a three-pointer fly. It's off the mark. The rebound tracked down by Johnson, but then his foot lands outside of the field of play, and the Trojans will take over.
Yeah, coach is not thrilled with that call. You can't see from where we're at if he stepped on the line, but that's what he called, and so that's what it is, I guess, right?
TJ Ray, the junior point guard, gets it to Schneider. Schneider with a quick handoff to Picorni. He'll try his hand from 3, and it's good. Logan Picorni with his second three-point basket of the game makes it a 10-5 lead for Chesterton. East Chicago looking to bounce back. They work it to the corner to Gillis. Left wing, it's Watkins. Skips it to Jackson. He's driving forward in the post, looking to work around Schneider, and he's able to locate Mew down low, who fills it up for 2.
Good pass in the post, attacking the big men from Chesterton.
So Lance Jackson earns the assist there. Right side, three-point attempt. It's Picorni. Rattles off the iron, no good. The rebound contained by Watkins. He crosses halfway. Watkins crosses over the right side, looks to step his way through the paint, and gets tripped up by a couple of Chesterton defenders. with 3:36 left to play in the first quarter. Chesterton leading over East Chicago 10-7.
Yeah, and right now one of the things that Chesterton's having some success with on the offensive end is the little dribble handoff series where Logan Picorni is coming off of Logan Picorni is coming off a dribble handoff, and if the defender goes underneath him, he's going to pull up and shoot the three, and he's hit a couple of them early.
They'll loft this one high to Mew. He takes it at the right front court, gets it to Pollard, who was in stride, and he is able to just scurry forward and drop that one in for two.
Yep, and there's the curl cut right back at you. East Chicago cutting to the rim. And
10-9, Trojans leading by one. Ransom boxed in by a couple of Cardinal defenders looking for a way out. He's able to find an outlet feed to Elo. And now a deep three-pointer, spins out the rebound, jabbed away out of bounds. It was a contested rebound. It goes out of play off a Chesterton player. And so East Chicago takes over with 3 minutes and change left to play in the first quarter.
And don't be surprised if Chesterton doesn't attempt 23s by the time this whole thing is done. That's kind of how they play with this group. They got a lot of shooters on the floor.
Pollard down low to Watkins. Watkins spinning in a low block, lets one fly, no good. Looking to get his own rebound. Taken away by Basia. Heaves it up the floor to Ray. Now Basia for a topside three-pointer right down the chimney. Good.
And just when you think that's the one guy that's not going to shoot a three, 6'7" Bradley Basia pulling up as a trailer.
Lance Jackson grabs the rebound, throws it at the backboard. It falls away, no good. Chesterton leading 13-9 with 2.5 minutes left to play in the quarter. Ello floats it forward, and Basia was trying to bring it in with one hand, and it skips away. Chesterton will take a timeout with 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter. They lead 13-9. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you heard? Stratford Manteau was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Stratford Manteau.
Back here at Chesterton, where the home team, the Trojans, are looking to stay undefeated on the year. They lead 13-9 over East Chicago. It's been a fast-paced first quarter. The Cardinals are going to cross midcourt here with Gillis. He drives his way to the basket, and then he will be fouled by Chesterton. Foul tagged to Malachi Ransom, his first.
Yeah, Coach Urban wasn't happy at the break. And he had some questions about the defensive effort.
Now, right side, it's Pollard. They'll swing it around the horn to Gillis. Left front court, he connects with Watkins. Weaves his way through traffic, gets it to Gillis. His left side three, a little bit short off the front iron. They'll reset it on the right side to Pollard. He'll try a three-pointer of his own, and this one finds its way home. It brings the Cardinals within one. 13-12, Chesterton leads.
A tough shot, especially with the 6'7" guy got a hand in your face.
Crossing over, it's Ransom to the corner, finds Watts, takes a few feet inside, goes back to the top of the arc to Ransom. Skips it to Ello. Ello has Ray cutting on the left side, instead sends it right side to Watts. Watts follows the screen, moves it right side to Basia. We've seen him make one three-pointer already. He's boxed into the corner, but he finds a way out, tries to slam it down, but it caroms away from the basket. The second chance attempt by Ello, no good as well, so the Cardinals will take over.
Pretty impressive drive by the sophomore down the baseline, and obviously he didn't finish, but
especially considering he had a couple players in his path in the corner, but was able to get through that. So here's Gillis, the freshman, spinning his way up the court, works it right side, plays catch with Wolford. They go back to Wolford down low. He moves along the baseline, scoops it up high and off the backboard, the top of the backboard to be exact. No good. The Trojans will take over with 56 seconds remaining in the quarter.
So East Chicago has been against some very talented teams early in the year. They're not; these young kids from East Chicago are not the least bit intimidated by this Chesterton team.
It's always good to see how you stack up against a tough team from the Duneland as well, a strong conference that expects to be several teams deep this year.
Yeah, and they've already played Valpo and Crown Point, and they lost both of those games, but competitive games. And
now Ray has it, looking to follow the screen, and as he was drifting to the right, will have a foul. Foul will be on Lance Jackson of East Chicago as he was trying to work his way around a screen. So Chesterton gets a chance now with 24 seconds remaining to inbound it from the far side. Picorni, and they'll hand it off to Ransom. He'll survey his options as he's at midcourt. Goes left side to Picorni. Picorni with 6 points in the game already. Ransom again on the near side. Driving with Wolford covering him. Crosses over, pulls up from the elbow, and drops it down for two. That's how the first quarter will end. Chesterton leads East Chicago 15-12. We'll have the second quarter coming up in just a moment. Stick around. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
Located in the heart of downtown Indianapolis, the newly renovated Hampton Inn is within walking distance to over 30 restaurants and attractions, including Lucas Oilfield and Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a fitness center. Why wait? Make your reservations today. Call 317-261-1200 or make them on the web at hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
Second quarter about to begin here at Chesterton. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals. Leo Staudaher and Wally McCormick with you on the call. Joey Hendrich and Paul Vela round out our crew. Happy to be here for this non-conference matchup between East Chicago and Chesterton. The Trojans currently lead 15-12. They were led by 6 points from Logan Picorni, while East Chicago paced by 7 points from Jamari Pollard. Gillis takes it off the inbound. Works it right side to Watkins. And that one pinballs around, goes out of bounds off of Javon Wolford. It'll be a Chesterton basketball.
Yeah, and one of the matchup issues that you have here with it, the fact that Chesterton's got Ello and Schneider in, two bigs, is they got to guard somebody at the other end. And so one of them can guard the post. The other one's going to have to guard a guard and try to keep him in front of him.
Mello, the 6'5" junior, lost it to the top of the arc. Now it's taken around by Hewig. Looks down low to Mello again. He steps his way forward, kicks it over to Schneider to the corner. He's able to locate Ransom. Back to Schneider, his left side three. Rolling out, no good. The rebound. We see Mello and Wolford get tangled up. It'll be a jump ball. And possession stays with Chesterton.
Yeah, Coach Gunnerello's doing some nice things on the floor. Set a good high ball screen on the last possession of the first quarter, and then battling there for some rebounds. So
you see Ransom initiate this inbound, looking to find a partner, sending it forward high to Ello. He grabs it out of the air, stops at the free throw line, finds Picorni, takes a few steps in. And then Ransom with a pump fake. Right side goes to Schneider. Down low to Mello, and it squeaks past him and goes out of bounds.
Right idea, just poor execution. You know, Caden Schneider's a good three-point shooter, so even though he's a big kid, you got to go guard him on the perimeter, which gives them the opportunity to do some inside-out, high-low type things with their post players.
As Pollard takes over in the right front court. Was looking for Watkins. Picorni tried to challenge him, but Watkins recovers. Goes left side to Johnson. Johnson scoots to the right, gets it to Mew. Left side, Wolford. Johnson takes over, pivots at the logo, goes to Watkins on the left wing. Quick no-look pass to Pollard down low. Pollard circles back, plays catch with Wolford. Pollard pulls up from mid-range, bounces off the back iron, no good. Grabbed by Picorni, and the Trojans take over. Ransom works his way down low, then finds Schneider up high. His three-point attempt takes a high carom off the front iron. Najimo brings it up the floor. Passes to his teammate Johnson. Right side, Wolford for three. No good off the front of the rim. Ransom recovers.
Turning into a three-point shooting contest now.
Left side, Picorni. Still looking for the first field goal of the second quarter as that attempt from Hewig rattles out.
Yeah, Hewig's just a sophomore, but he's a really good shooter.
Johnson goes left side to Pollard. He waits for things to settle, gets it to Watkins for a quick catch and release three-pointer. It spins out. No good. Johnson gets the rebound. Makes a couple of nifty moves down low and drops it in for two.
5'8" freshman in there against the big guys, getting the rebound and making the post move. That's a great play.
Taking over the Trojans, leading by just one, 15-14 over East Chicago Central. Taking it forward is Ransom. He looks to go up and over a defender and knocks it in off the window.
Yeah, Caden Schneider stepped out to give him a ball screen. He turned it down and went baseline and was able to put it in off the glass.
Wolford gets it left side to Johnson. His three-pointer ricochets away. He gets his own rebound and looks to help regroup. Gets it to Watkins. Step past the logo. His belt-high right-handed dribble. Pulls up from the top of the arc. That one slices wide left, and Schneider gathers the rebound. 4:43 left to go in the quarter. Chesterton leads 17-14. Ransom left side to Hewig. The sophomore rolls to his right, hands it off to Watts. Gets it to Schneider at the elbow. To the left side, Picorni. His three-pointer goes right down the pipe, extending the Trojan lead to 6 points. The Cardinals will take a timeout. We will as well. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you heard? Stratford-Mantell was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Stratford-Mantell.
.425 left to play in the second quarter. Chesterton leading over East Chicago 20-14. At the conclusion of the night's game, we'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. Logan Picorni has been leading the way for Chesterton with 9 points. The senior has helped his team jump out to a 6-point lead.
Yeah, and I think they all came from the three-point arc, that last possession. Caden Schneider getting it in the post. He's got the ability to look over the top of the defender and kick it back out.
Makai Gillis crosses midcourt, looking to make something happen for East Chicago. He'll swing it to the left side to Johnson, back to Gillis. Now Watkins, the senior, averaging just under 13 points per game. Johnson working in a tough spot in the corner, being guarded by Ray. He was able to draw the foul there.
Yeah, just got a little too handsy there in the corner. And
now Pollard on the inbound. Sends it high to Jackson, but it's punched away by Schneider. The Trojans take over. And then it's Watts from the left side, laying it in for two. That all started with Caden Schneider making the defensive play. Here's Watkins quickly switching to the offense. Sends that one off the back iron. It's collected by Ray. And the Trojans lead 22-14. Ray inside the arc. Goes to Schneider. Left front court, it's Picorni. Schneider holds it high, sends it to the corner. It's taken forward by Watts. Back to Watts on the left side. Looking to drive his way through trouble, but Jackson's able to settle it down, and the Cardinals take over. Watkins sends it right side to Gillis. The freshman locates Pollard for a deep topside three-pointer. It spins out, collected by Watts down low. Here comes Chesterton. The pass broken up by Johnson. He's got two defenders to beat. Chris crosses through and fills it up for two. Zayden Johnson with the steal and the score.
Zayden Johnson's been impressive tonight. He competes.
Here's Picorni. 22-16, Chesterton leads. Basia thought about the corner three. Instead, sneaks along the baseline, gets it to Watts. His right side three-pointer, no good. Basia, top of this arc. Ray sends it to the corner to Picorni, and he sends it down. Another three-point field goal for Logan Picorni.
Yeah, that's his fourth.
Picorni helping the Trojans lead 25-16. Johnson, his three-pointer answers right back, and the freshman adds to his point total. He has 10. Schneider lofts it high to Basia, and he knocks it in off the backboard.
And that's that matchup issue that they have with Chesterton's got two bigs on the floor, and East Chicago's only got one. A high-low entry for a nice, easy bucket.
Here's Johnson, a minute 55 left to play in the second quarter. Looks for some movement, gets it to Gillis. Gillis drives to the right side, skips it over to Pollard. He moves to the low post. Right front court three-pointer from Gillis, and he sinks it.
The problem you have right now if you're Chesterton is you're giving up a lot of dribble penetration, which is forcing guys to rotate over, and now they'll be able to kick the ball back out and get the easy jumper.
Watts elevates that one from the post and connects. 29-22, Trojans leading by 7. Johnson trying to help his team answer back. His pass to Gillis, handled. Gillis crossing over, but then Schneider obstructs his path and sends him tumbling down to the floor.
Yeah, and if you're Caden Snyder, you can't pick up that foul. They're slapping down at the ball. You know, you're bigger, and your team needs you on the floor. You can't be getting reach-in fouls.
For Schneider, that's his second foul. The Cardinals will inbound this one from the baseline with a minute 12 left to play in the second quarter. They'll bring Najee Mew, the other freshman, onto the floor. So 3 freshmen on the court for East Chicago. Here's Gillis sending it high. Watkins able to reel it in with the right hand. Trying to find a path past Watts. Goes to the elbow, lets it fly. It's short, but handled by Tyree Gray. And he had a crew of Chesterton players around him, and one of them commits the foul.
Yeah, and if you allow teams to get offensive rebounds, it's going to hurt you. And, East Chicago's done a really good job, although being very much undersized, of attacking the offensive glass and getting some second chance opportunities.
Now Tyree Gray will try his hand for 2 free throws. Gray, a sophomore, played some minutes last year as a freshman, and you have to think that experience had to be so valuable. Just maybe not playing in every game, but getting to sit on the bench for a team making it to semi-state. You could learn a lot from a deep playoff run like that.
Yeah, and you learn how to practice. You know, when you're playing with older kids that are better than you learn how to practice, and you learn the kind of effort that it takes every day at practice, as opposed to, you know, some people think you can just flip a switch on game night and play. So that experience can only help them.
He goes 1 for 2 from the line. 29-23, Chesterton leads. They send it to the left side to Ransom. His three-pointer takes a high bounce off the back iron, and Watkins is able to settle it down. Pollard, 39 seconds to go, gets it to Gray. Top side, Mew for 3. Spirals out, no good. Rebounded by Basia. The Trojans take over with 30 seconds left to play. Picorni, he has 12 points, all from beyond the arc. Basia fakes left, goes right. And there will be a foul on the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's been a relatively foul-free quarter. That foul right there is East Chicago's first. So
Foul stops things with 22 seconds left to play. Ray looking for a partner. Floats it high to Ransom. Left side, Watts. Back to Ransom at the logo.
Trojans look like they're going to hold it for one.
Ransom being pressured by Pollard. 10 seconds left to play. Gets it to Picorni. Speeds his way. Gets it right side to Watts. His three-pointer, it's good!
That's a great job by the senior. Logan Picorni beats his man off the dribble. Help rotates over, kicks it out to Jalen Watts for a three. Perfect way to end the half of Chesterton.
So at the end of two quarters, Chesterton leads over East Chicago Central 32-23. We will talk about what happened in the first half, preview the second half, and take a look at some scores from around the region and more. So stick around. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
Located in the heart of downtown Indianapolis, the newly renovated Hampton Inn is within walking distance to over 30 restaurants and attractions, including Lucas Oilfield and Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a fitness center. Why wait? Make your reservations today. Call 317-261-1200 or make them on the web at hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
Tonight's broadcast is made possible by Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Ironworkers Local 395, proud to be union. Four Seasons Mechanical, quality and comfort is our guarantee. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports. Bricklayers Local 4, the best hands in the business. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. The Right Group, the right way to buy and sell real estate. Mark Machnick, Chicagoland Tax Professionals. Blythe's Team Sports, where the athlete shops. And Hampton Inn, downtown Indianapolis. This is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Stay with us after the game where we'll name the proud Union play of the game presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a Union Ironworker, visit ironworkers395.com. Leo Staudaher and Wally McCormick with you here at Chesterton High School, where the home team, the Trojans, ahead over the visiting East Chicago Central Cardinals, 32-23. And Wally, as we look back on the first half, it was a relatively fast-paced affair between both offenses, and what really stood out was how well Chesterton was able to shoot from beyond the arc.
Well, they're going to shoot them. That's what they do. That's how they're going to play. And they have the luxury of having a couple bigger kids that can also shoot. When you're a team that shoots a lot of threes, you're going to have nights where you make them, and you're going to have nights where you don't. And right now, this we're looking at what a 10-point game right now, a 9-point game. They get hot. That could jump in a hurry. But to East Chicago's credit, East Chicago has hit some big shots and got some really nice offensive rebounds. It's been a good game. It's not a lot of fouls. The officials aren't really. You can't really even tell they're here, which is always a good thing if you're there. So. Look forward to the second half. These young kids from East Chicago are not intimidated.
Yeah,
they're getting after it.
Talk about that. Zayden Johnson, the freshman point guard with 10 points already. We've seen him go up against some tough matchups. The 5'8" freshman oftentimes being guarded by the 6'8" senior in Caden Schneider, and he's really risen to the occasion.
Yeah, he has a couple of offensive rebounds down there deep, and then a couple of post moves off of the offensive rebounds that were equally as impressive. I think Chesterton's still playing man, right? And East Chicago's played predominantly man. But Chesterton's trying to get out in the passing lanes and haven't been able to get many of those tip-outs or deflections, which has caused some drives into the middle lane and then rotation issues for Chesterton. And the same can be said, I think, with East Chicago's defense. They played man the whole first half. Chesterton's hit probably six three-pointers. Towards the end of the second quarter, they started to get out and guard the arc a little tighter on the arc, which Jalen Watts then got a couple of drives to the basket.
And as we start to take a look at the third quarter, what are a couple of keys to each team for the third quarter from you?
I don't think right now that the foul situation is hurting for anybody. So, a lot of teams like to come out and with these new free throw rules, do something aggressive offensively to get yourself to the foul line. I think that three-point shooting is going to be big because both teams are shooting so many of them. And, second chance points, I think, for East Chicago, they've worked hard on the offensive end to get a few offensive rebounds. And for Chesterton, I'm sure that Coach Urban is discussing their inability to block out on the defensive end.
So we will step aside. When we come back, it'll be the third quarter between East Chicago Central and Chesterton. Stick around. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Ava, let's go.
Trade on.
The shortest distance between two people is a smile. That's why we're committed to fighting hunger in our communities until everyone has a reason to smile. Stratton Van Til, where making life easier starts with a smile.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, you're not just getting the highest quality work. You're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
It is courtesy of your neighborhood Strachan Van Til Food Market. Strachan Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. In the third quarter, 21st Century leads over Valparaiso 29-27. Follow all of tonight's region basketball scores live on the Hometown Scoreboard, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and regionsports.com, courtesy of your neighborhood Strachan Van Til. Shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at strachanvantil.com. Leo Staudaher and Wally McCormick with you here for this non-conference matchup between East Chicago Central. They'll be attacking from right to left on your screens. Chesterton in the white uniforms defending the left basket, attacking towards the right. Joey Henrich and Paul Vela make up the rest of our crew. Great job so far, guys, as that first pass goes out of play, but it looks like it ricocheted off of one of the Chesterton defenders, so East Chicago will inbound it. Here's Gillis looking for a partner. He's got Ray in front of him, and that'll be a 5-second violation. A turnover goes in favor of the Trojans.
Yeah, and that's not how you want to start coming out of the halftime. You know, one thing for the Trojans right now is the score the way that it is. TJ Ray has been pretty quiet. Who's usually a 10 to 12 point scorer, good shooter.
Schneider in the low post trying to thread the needle to Basia. It goes off his hand, but he recovers. He's got three Cardinals around him, sends it off the backboard. Schneider collects the rebound, gets it to the left wing to Watts. Watts follows Basia's screen, rolls to the right side, through the post, hooks it up. It pinballs around and falls through. Jalen Watts starts the second half off with a nice drive, makes it 34-23, Chesterton with the lead.
And Jalen's playing really aggressive on the offensive end. That's the third time that he's drove to the basket and got a layup.
Pollard was trying to pass to Watkins. It's broken up by Picorni, and then he goes coast to coast for two. Logan Picorni up to 14 points.
Yeah, they have the ability to score and burst here. Now, there's a little zone pressure here from Chesterton into full court.
A quick burst by Watkins as he goes airborne, and then it's fouled while he took flight.
Trojan foul on the play, number 45.
When a team presses you, you need to shoot layups at the other end. And so credit these Chicago kids for beating the press and attacking the rim. That's the only way to get it off, is to beat it and get layups.
So Joseph Watkins Jr. will shoot two. The senior taking on more of that offensive role after he was one of several players of that supporting cast last year, but trying to replace the production of Dominique Murphy, one of the top players in the state last year, and have to play at Bellarmine this year. And we see Watkins averaging 12.7 points per game, just under 5 rebounds to complement that. He goes 1 for 2 from the line. And now TJ Ray brings it up the floor. He has Gillis pressuring him. He backpedals down the floor, gets it to Mello. Mello to Ray on the near side. Right wing gets it to Mello. He finds Picorni. The senior has 14 points. Cuts to his left. Ray kicks it to the low block to Mello, to the baseline. Left side, Basia. His three-pointer no good. And it's Ello going up and over for two. Gunnar Ello under pressure. Count it and the foul.
Penetration, get into the middle of the defense. People got to rotate, and then you're able to get a nice little bounce pass for the layup there. Ello's a big, strong kid, and he was able to be physical and get the ball up towards the rim and went in for him.
Ello's free throw rolls around, no good. but still he was able to get the basket there. 38-24. The inbound look from East Chicago ricochets around. Watkins was there to gather it. Sends that one off the back iron. No good. Kept in play by Ray. And then scooping it up down low was Mew. The freshman adds 2 points, and the Cardinals will take a timeout, trailing 38-26 with 5:53 remaining in the third quarter. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you heard? Stratford Manteau was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Stratford Manteau.
Out of the timeout, the Cardinals and Trojans will take their places on the floor. East Chicago wearing the navy uniforms with red numbers, as they will be on the defensive here. Chesterton in the white uniforms with gold numbers.
All right, so East Chicago's shown a little of this 2-2-1 pressure early in the year. They look to trap high and around half court out of it. They fall back into man.
Watts carries it up the floor, sends it left side to Basia. He locates Ray. He's going to drive down the lane, looking for a partner, but it's taken away by Jackson.
Yeah, TJ probably ought to just shoot that. He got in so deep.
Gillis with the handoff to Mew. Back to Gillis, a couple of freshmen working in the front court for East Chicago. Gillis cycles it to the corner to Pollard, and then Gillis gets fouled.
Jalen Watts, yeah, you got him.
Watts commits the foul. It'll be an inbound from the far side for East Chicago Central. They'll bring Zayden Johnson back onto the floor, as well as Justin Bennett making his first appearance in this ball game.
Justin Bennett.
So now Pollard gets it to Johnson on the inbound. Johnson leading the Cardinals with 10 points. And there's a foul, offensive foul on Johnson.
Yeah, he got his arm up, and TJ was kind of chest to chest on him. He got his arm up, and I think it looked worse than it was, and it's part of it, I guess.
Ray, off with the inbound feed from Ello, crosses midcourt, weaves to the left side, gets it to Watts, and there's a foul on the Cardinals.
But Chesterton's not a team that runs a lot of set plays. They came out that time down the floor and tried to run a set play to get an isolation on Bradley in the post, and East Chicago Central called for a hold.
Watkins picks up his second foul. They'll loft it top side to McCorney. To the corner, TJ Ray for three. No good. High off the back iron. Camping out under the rebound was Pollard. Gets it right side to Johnson. Pollard with the belt-high dribble. Pulls up for three. And it's good.
Three-point basket.
Jamari Pollard with the three-pointer. Makes it 38-29. Cardinals fighting their way back.
Yeah, the Trojans couldn't decide if they were switching on that or not. He gets it in that deep, it's going to be a problem. He's got such a height advantage.
Basia helps answer back with that two-point deposit. Then it's Pollard going coast to coast and scooping it up with the left hand.
Yeah, Pollard with a really good take.
Basket by Pollard.
Ello, top of the arc, sends it down low to Basia. Jabbed away by Watkins, but Basia swipes it right back, and then he sneaks his way to the cup, drops it in for two.
Bradley's come a long way since last year. Being in the United States now for a year, he's the communication barrier isn't as bad as it was last year, and he's come a long way as a player. The skill set that he has, he's a 6'7" guy, so in high school he's playing in the post. In college he's going to play out on a wing probably, so it's his ability to drive and shoot and do some of those things is going to help him.
With 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter, Chesterton leads 42-31. East Chicago looking to answer back. Johnson on the right side, hands it off to Watkins. Watkins takes a look at his options, goes right back to Zayden Johnson. Now they move it over to Pollard. Steps his way forward, goes to Watkins, trying to spin his way around to the low post to Bennett. It's broken up Rejected by the Trojans. They send it down the floor to Picorni, and then he finishes it off with that right-handed layup.
You know, if you're East Chicago, that's a great pass into the post. They get a good look, and unfortunately for them, it turns into a layup at the other end.
Picorni increases his point total to 16, and then Watkins takes flight and drops it in for 2.
East Chicago's had success when they've attacked the rim.
Ray cutting through the paint, makes a no-look pass to Basia, and Basia drops it in off the window for 2.
And he's quietly up to 12.
He's really helped them out here in the third quarter in particular, as then Watkins speeds along the baseline and gets sent toppling over. The foul will be on Basia.
You know, and we see that every week where guys get the ball on the wing and drive baseline, and the defender doesn't quite get there. You know, ideally he's going to get his foot on the end line so you can't run around it, and he doesn't quite make it and bumps him with his chest. So
Gillis sends it over to Watkins, looking to work his way in the low post, loses his dribble but recovers, gets it to Gray at the right wing. Left side, it's Pollard crossing over. Pollard in the post. Goes to Gray. In and out of the hands of Gillis, recovered by Ello of Chesterton. Ray moves down the floor, stops at the elbow, waits for his teammates to regroup, but then he's surrounded by a trio of Cardinals, and there will be a foul on Jamari Pollard.
Yeah, they're letting these guys play a little bit here. These guys smacking each other on both ends.
Lance Jackson will return to the floor for East Chicago Central.
Yeah, Lance Jackson's the biggest of the Cardinals at 6'4", and with Bradley scoring 3 baskets here early in the quarter, they're going to need to get a body on him.
2.5 minutes remain in the third quarter. Chesterton leads 46-33. Gray with a left-handed dribble, settles, gets it to Basia. He makes a cut, goes to the right post, fires it spins out of the basket, goes out of bounds off of the hands of Jackson. It'll be a Chesterton basketball.
Well, and that's a problem when their big guy's able to get the ball, catch the ball out at 20 feet and bend over and get to the rim. And he missed that time, but
from the baseline, they send it in to Ransom. Left side, Watts. They have Ray cutting. Locates Ello on the right side. Back to Ransom. Ransom pulls up for a deep three-pointer, and it's good.
Same thing. Chesterton's been doing it all night. Dribble handoffs with their post. The person coming is either going to curl cut or he's going to fade back out and shoot the 3, and that time the defender went under, so he was able to hit the 3.
Gray gets it to Gillis, and then Gillis will be fouled by Ransom. Gillis was trying to spin past him. The foul occurs with 1:43 left to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, and as we talked about in the first half, there wasn't a lot of officiating to be done. There wasn't a lot of fouls called, and right now both teams have 4. So we'll be shooting some free throws here the rest of the way in this quarter.
And that one will not count from Watkins. The Trojans will take over.
Coach Urban working his defensive stance over there on the official.
And we've seen him be very active on the bench in front of us as his team leads 49-33 with 90 seconds to play in quarter number 3. Here's Ransom pulling up from the elbow. Takes a high carom off the back iron. Gathered by Gillis. Down the floor, it squeaks out of the hands of Pollard. Pollard then back to Gillis. Right side, Watkins spins through a couple of defenders. Sends it off the glass, no good. Gets his own rebound, still working. And there will be a foul on Chesterton.
And Watkins attack the rim and then get up and get an offensive rebound. That's a great effort on his part. I think we're going to be shooting free throws now the rest of the way. You know, and on this end, Coach Urban, I don't think is happy with that shot early in the possession. You know, that's a shot. Was he open? Yes, but that's a shot you could get anytime you want.
So Joseph Watkins Jr., his first of 2 free throws, bounces around. 49-33, Chesterton with the lead. 1:13 left to play in the third quarter. So for Alan Marui, he's looking to find a way to help his team fight their way back in this game against a tough Chesterton group. Watkins helps them get a little bit closer with that second free throw. 49-34.
East Chicago with full court man pressure right now. They're down 15.
Ransom speeds down the floor, finds Ray on the right side. Back to Ello, top of the arc.
Here we come.
Ello.
That's a good read on the flare cut by TJ Ray. Ello missed him.
Ransom has it on the left side. Gets it to Watts. Watts has 12 points. He was trying to send that one to Ello down low, and there will be a foul on the Cardinals.
And that's great recognition by Jalen Watts. They went with a high ball screen with a big in the guard. The big switched out to him, so he knew he had a matchup down low in the paint. Forced the ball down to Ello, and Ello's getting to the free throw line. That's great recognition by Jalen Watts and a good entry pass.
Gunnar Ello has 2 points on the outing. Has a chance to increase that with a couple of looks from the stripe.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that that's his role. I think his role is to play defense, to get rebounds, to set screens, and to be an above-average passer in the high post. And I think Gunnar Ello's done some really nice things today.
His second free throw goes off the front iron. Ray gets to it, gets it right side to Watts. He pulls up for three. It spins out, and there's Ello.
Again,
just like you said, with the rebound. Here's Hewig to Ray in the paint. Backpedals to the free throw line, gets it to Watts, right side, Hewig. He'll try his hand at a three-pointer. No good. Ello battles for the rebound. It's taken away by Gillis, and here come the Cardinals. Gillis crossing over in the paint. Collides with a Chesterton defender down low, and there will be a foul on Ray. And allow Gillis to shoot two.
TJ Ray trying to take a charge there, and the official thought that he slid up underneath him a little bit. But TJ Ray's one of those guys this is his third year playing all the time. He's a coach's kid. He's really smart. He does a lot of good things that help the team. And on some nights he has the ability to score 20 points. On a night like today, he's trying to contribute in other ways.
Mekhi Gillis converts his first free throw. The freshman averaging 8 points per game, just about 2 steals as well. And this evening, his point total just updated on the board. He has 4 points after a pair of made free throws.
This is a big possession right here for East Chicago Central on defense.
TJ Ray hands it to Ransom. 49-36, Trojans lead with 10 seconds left to play in the quarter. Ransom just drifts to the left side, gets it to Hewig. Hewig with 3 seconds remaining to Ello. His three-pointer will not fall. That's how the third quarter will end. Chesterton leading over East Chicago 49-36. We've had a good one here at Chesterton, and we got one more quarter to go. So join us for that in a moment. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Thank you for joining us on the Region Sports Network from Chesterton High School for this non-conference matchup between the hosts, Chesterton Trojans, and the visiting East Chicago Central Cardinals. Alongside my partner, Wally McCormick, I'm Leo Staudaher. Joey Henrich and Paul Vela make up the rest of our crew, and we're underway for the fourth quarter. Here in this rematch from almost a year ago today, where East Chicago defeated Chesterton 72-57. That one was played at East Chicago. Here's a turnover, taken away by Watkins. Speeds it to the near side, crosses over, spins from about 18 feet away, gets it to Johnson. Down low to Pollard. Pollard to Jackson, up and over, scoops it in for two.
Great look, great look. East Chicago, you got to get some stops here. It's an 11-point game right now. Obviously, there's no such thing as an 11-point possession, so you need to get some stops. Maybe cut this thing in half by the time you get to the midway point of the fourth.
Hewig to the low post to Ello. Deep three-pointer by Ransom. Spins out, takes a high bounce. Watkins gets to it. Watkins on the right side. Forced into the corner. Gets it to Johnson.
Yeah, Chesterton's going to bring their bigs back in right now.
Johnson slows down at the logo. Takes a look left side, gets it to Wofford. And Wofford is fouled by Ransom.
So this could be something that turns out to be significant here in the quarter. If East Chicago can continue to put pressure on Chesterton's man-to-man defense and get to the free throw line, it could be an interesting fourth quarter on the way.
Jamari Pollard will send the inbound in. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson crosses midcourt. 49-38, Chesterton leading by 11. Watkins finds Pollard in the corner. They go right wing to Johnson. Topside Pollard, deep three-pointer. Back iron no good. Collected by Johnson. The Cardinals retain possession. Johnson zigzags through the paint. His attempt is no good, but then Lance Jackson is there to collect the rebound and deposit it for two.
Yeah, Hayden Johnson taking it right into the heart of the defense. And great offensive rebound and a good finish. It's a 9-point game now.
There's TJ Ray. Ray powering with the right-handed dribble. Gets it left side. McCourty's three-pointer. Spins out. Basia lofts the rebound in the air, and then Pollard takes it away. Pollard with the high step. The scoop, and he is sent down to the floor. There will be a foul on Chesterton.
It's Chesterton's second foul here in the quarter. Coach Urban's going to bring Caden Schneider back in, so bring a 6'8" guy back in and see if they can have some of that success they had earlier with that high-low two-post player game.
So Pollard averaging 16.5 points per game. This evening he has 12, and his first free throw will not fall the way he was hoping it would.
Yeah, and if you're East Chicago and you're going to make this comeback here, we need to make these ones where nobody's guarding us.
Pollard looking to break even on the free throws. Gets ready at the line. Drops this one down, so the Cardinals within 8 points. They'll put on the full court press, or a three-man press, as Ray brings it up court with a left-handed dribble.
Yeah, and EC Central they don't want Chesterton to just walk up the floor and get into
Johnson called for the foul there.
Yeah, and that's one of those things where if that contact happens anywhere else on the court, it's not a foul, but when it's out here in the half-court circle and there's only two people out there, they're going to get that called against you all day.
Ray and the Trojans will get to regroup here. Ray looking for Picorni. Finds him, and then he hands it right back off to TJ Ray. Ray on the near side. Skips it to Schneider. He thought about three, instead holds it at the wing. Back up top to Ray. Ray from the right side sneaks his way to the basket and hooks it in for two.
Bradley did a great job of sealing off the post defender and allowing TJ to go baseline for the layup.
We'll have a timeout on the floor with 5:32 remaining in the fourth quarter. Chesterton leads by 10, 51-41 over East Chicago Central. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Back for more fourth quarter action in this matchup between Chesterton and East Chicago Central. 5.5 minutes left to play in quarter number 4. It's the home team leading by 10. As these two teams will each break their huddle, head back to the floor. 16 points from Picorni for Chesterton, 12 from Watts, and 12 from Basia. It's been a good day of them spreading out the basketball and a lot of different players stepping up.
Yeah, and he's played a lot of guys tonight. I think he's rotated like 8 or 9 guys in. Let me get back to that starting group here.
Makai Gillis crosses midcourt for East Chicago. On the handoff to Pollard. He's been helping out for East Chicago with 13 points. Here's Watkins from mid-range. Heaves it at the basket. No good. Off the backboard. But then Gillis with the swipe. Can't quite convert on the field goal. Jackson collapses around the rebound. And there will be a foul on Schneider of Chesterton.
Yeah, and it's 3 right now on the Trojans. So East Chicago's two away from turning this into a free throw fest.
And for Caden Schneider, that's his 4th foul. Here's Gillis for the inbound. Gillis takes a look, goes low to Jackson underneath the basket. No good. Basia and Schneider take the ball away, and the Trojans are on the move. Picorni. Right side to Watts. He goes through a defender. Count it, and the foul.
Jalen Watts, that's about his 5th drive for a layup in the game today. That he's been good off the dribble, and that was one of those, is it going to be a block, is it going to be a charge? And, you know, if you're a Chesterton fan, you're excited right now because they called the block. If you're a Cardinal fan, you're probably not so thrilled about that call. But those can go, 50-50 thing.
Watkins called for his 4th foul in the process, so we'll see Jalen Watts trying to complete a 3-point play. Watts will knock down that free throw. 54-41, Chesterton ahead by 13.
Chesterton with a little soft zone pressure here, trying to get some traps.
Pollard releases a left side 3. It spins out and then goes out of bounds. Both teams were battling for it. Last touch by Chesterton. Here's Gillis from the baseline for this inbound. Gillis goes left side to Pollard. He'll try another 3-pointer. This time it's a little bit short. Schneider then with the outlet feed to Picorni. And Picorni has it sent away by Wofford. Able to get back in the play and send it to the band.
Yeah, Logan was going to throw one down there in a great hustle play by the defender.
Wofford did not give up on that possession. Sent it towards the drum line. As here's Watts, top of the arc, gets it to Ray. His right wing 3-pointer right down the middle.
Yeah. TJ Ray coming alive a little bit here with 5 in the quarter.
And then answering right back is Najee Mew. The freshman converts from beyond the arc. It's 57-44. Chesterton with the lead, 4:24 left to play. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you heard? Stratford Manteau was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Stratford Manteau.
It's been an eventful night here at Chesterton where the home team leads 57-54. The Trojans 3-0 on the year with some big wins early in the year against South Bend St. Joseph, the same South Bend St. Joe's team that ended East Chicago's season at semi-state last year. So this has been a battle-tested Chesterton group and a East Chicago team. Their 2 losses on the year to 2 teams Chesterton will see down the road in Crown Point and Valpo. So you always can benefit later in the season by playing tough teams in non-conference play, and that's certainly what both teams are trying here tonight.
Yeah, and a lot of people would tell you that Crown Point's the best team in the area right now, so that is a big game. The win over Chicago Farragut's a nice win, too.
And on the inbound, the Trojans get it to Schneider, looking to break the press. They get it back to Watts. Picorni, pump fake, gets it to Schneider. Schneider slows up. 4 minutes and 13 seconds left to play. Watts has 2 defenders in front of him. We'll try to Work it to the right side. Here's a three-point attempt by Basia, and it's good from the corner.
Yeah, and that's one of those good shot if you make it, why are you shooting it if you don't kind of things.
Watkins will try a corner
good
three.
Block out.
But Schneider gets the rebound. The Cardinals take over. It's Watts with the crossover. Topside Schneider. His three-point attempt. Back iron, no good. Into the hands of Jackson. The Cardinals are on the move. Down the floor, it's Pollard. To Mew. Right side three-pointer. Spinning out. And the rebound will have a foul.
The Trojans are playing on offense right now like there's a shot clock. Like at some point we got to be able to look at the scoreboard and say, okay, we're up 16. How about we throw a couple passes?
Right. Makai Gillis committed the foul on the rebound there, so Chesterton takes over with 3.5 minutes left to play. Ray able to dribble his way out of trouble. Gets it to Picorni. Back to Ray on the right side.
And these three guards are between Jalen Watts, TJ, and Logan Picorni are all veterans that have played a lot of minutes. So in this kind of situation, that's where you want the ball in their hands.
Picorni gets it to Watts at the left side. Watts steps his way through a couple of defenders, and then as Jackson was trying to get the foul, he loses control of it, and Chesterton will get to inbound it from the baseline. So East Chicago in need of a stop here, trailing 60-44. Both teams bringing in reinforcements, adjusting personnel. Javon Wolford in for East Chicago and Malachi Ransom in for Chesterton.
All right, so Chesterton's got both bigs on the same side.
Ray sends it up high to Watts. Down low to Basia. Scoops it over to Schneider, and then Schneider leaps up, draws the foul.
Very unselfish basketball, and that's, I hate to continue to harp on it, but that's 6'7" and 6'8". It's a problem when the ball gets that deep.
It's been a tough matchup all evening long as Pollard picks up his fourth foul in the process. The first free throw from Schneider goes off the front iron. We'll see Watkins and Johnson return to the fray for East Chicago Central. 2:58 left to play. Schneider trying to increase his, add to his point total actually, as that free throw spins out. Basia trying to fight for the rebound. It goes off the shoe of an East Chicago player and then off of Basia. He was trying to put it on the floor. It went off the shoe of, I believe that was Johnson, and then...
Yeah, and that's one of those where, you get a rebound and then you give away your gift. And your gift is that you're 7 inches taller than a guy, and when you bring the ball down by your waist, you give away that gift, and East Chicago was able to get it away.
So Alan Marui will call a timeout with 2:48 left to play in the fourth quarter. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Action about to resume here as Chesterton leads 60-44 late in the fourth quarter. Mew with the inbound feed to Gillis. Gillis finds some open space on the left side, and then Basia rejects it, but there's a foul. There's a foul on the floor.
It's a miscommunication out of half court on the dribble handoff where I think Bradley Basilla thought that they were switching and they didn't, and East Chicago player, EC Central player recognized it and got to the rim. And
the foul will present an opportunity for Makai Gillis to shoot two. Gillis, one of three freshmen that have played significant minutes for East Chicago this year, and so you have to think with a crew of underclassmen that they will only continue to improve as the year goes on.
Yeah, for both of these teams, they're both relatively young. The future's bright for both. Two good programs, historically good programs.
Garcia has it down low, spinning in the low post, has it jabbed away by Gillis. And so Chesterton will inbound it from the baseline.
Good weak side rotation out of East Chicago Central.
TJ Ray will survey the floor and try to find a partner as East Chicago brings Lance Jackson back on, or back in. Ray on the inbound, lets it drift up high to Watts. Back to Ray in the corner. To Watts again. Right side, Ransom. Fakes the three-pointer, goes to Ray. He's been all over the floor on this possession. Schneider. To Watts. Horizontal pass to Ransom. Guarded by Pollard, and it'll be a foul on East Chicago. And that will be Pollard's fifth foul. Or his second foul, pardon me.
Fifth on the team, so right. Chesterton will be shooting free throws the rest of the way out here.
Fifth team foul for East Chicago, second for Pollard. Here's Ransom to shoot his first of two free throws. 2:08 remaining in the fourth quarter. Pollard drops it in. Zayden Johnson returns to action for the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's important to be able to make free throws at this time of the game.
And leading 61-44, you want to continue to put distance between yourself and your opponent. That's what Ransom will do there as he goes 2 for 2 from the line. 62-44, Chesterton with the advantage. Gillis rolls around the right side to the baseline. Finds Pollard. Top of the arc. Johnson for three. Takes a high carom off the rim, rebounded by Schneider. And the Trojans are on the move. Ransom up and over. Bounces out, no good. Handled by Watkins. He'll dribble with the left hand down the floor. Lets it fly to the basket, no good. And then a couple of Cardinal players go down in the process, allowing TJ Ray to speed up the floor. Gets it to the baseline to Basia, and he slams it down.
Good look by TJ Ray.
Basia with the slam with a minute and a half left to play in the fourth quarter. Chesterton leading 64-44. And Basia tries his hand again, no good. Johnson down the floor to Watkins.
That's a really good job of Caden Schneider challenging that shot and going vertically so he doesn't get the foul called.
Johnson able to stick with it and drops that one in for two. East Chicago takes a timeout, 64-46. With a minute 3 left to play, you're watching Game Night in the region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Just over a minute left to go here at Chesterton, where the Trojans lead over the Cardinals of East Chicago Central, 64-46. Taking a look ahead at their next matchup, the Trojans will be playing at Morton, or against Morton, on the 19th, while the Cardinals will be back in action at home against Merrillville on the 19th as well, as the non-conference portion of the early season schedule continues to roll. TJ Ray prepares for this inbound look. The Cardinals applying the full court press. As Basia gets tripped up, Watkins commits the foul.
Yeah, that was going to be a dunk. I mean, that foul out there at half court prevented him from doing a pull-up on the rim, so.
He was getting ready to take flight there. Basia with 14 points in this game has a chance to add a couple here at the stripe. 59 seconds left to play as the Trojans really have led from start to finish in this game. East Chicago was able to get it to dwindle down to a few points at times, but it seemed like every time things got close, Chesterton just was able to calm down and then distance themselves again.
Well, and the other thing I think that stands out for Chesterton is 4 guys in double figures. Obviously, you got Pokorny's in double figures, Pasilla's in double figures, Jalen Watts in double figures.
65-46, Trojans with the lead. Just under a minute left to play as they recover after the missed free throw. Schneider gets it to Ray. He spins past one defender. Let's try to make that no-look pass to Basia. It goes out of bounds off of Gillis. So it'll be a Chesterton basketball from the baseline.
I think right now if you're Chesterton, you're just looking for execution here.
Ray finds Basia wide open, and Basia with the slam.
Looking for execution or that.
There's Johnson. He heaves one at the basket. No good. The rebound. Battled for it down low. It's a jump ball.
It's a good call by a veteran official. We don't need to call a foul on that.
28 seconds left to play. Chesterton leading 67-46. And they'll have the ball from the baseline. They'll send it deep down the floor to Ray. He's able to collect it, and then Gillis tries to knock it away. It goes out of bounds. Chesterton will still have possession.
UC Central kids are still playing hard. Give them credit.
Ray's inbound feed down low to Basia. And another slam. Basia with 19 in the game.
Here we go.
Here's Wolford down low.
That's a good take. Good recognition.
Back.
Good take.
And the final score will be 69-48 as time runs out. Chesterton stays undefeated on the year with a record of 4-0. They'll improve after a big non-conference win over East Chicago Central, who will fall to 4-3 on the year. We'll wrap things up when we come back, hand out some post-game hardware. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Ava, let's go.
Try it on.
The shortest distance between two people is a smile. That's why we're committed to fighting hunger in our communities until everyone has a reason to smile. Strachan Van Til, where making life easier starts with a smile.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
As we wrap things up here at Chesterton, always a rowdy atmosphere here in what's a very large gym, and you always appreciate a live pep band as well to add to the atmosphere as you hear them playing some tunes as we wrap things up. It's time to name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies, proud to recognize the superheroes on the basketball court. So here we go. The Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game tonight was Wally from Chesterton.
Bradley Basilla.
Yeah, we saw
and I think there's a lot of kids that played well. Logan Pokorny had a great first quarter. Jalen Watts had a great second quarter, but Bradley was pretty steady the whole night and obviously played really well in the fourth quarter. He creates problems because he's 6'7" and he can play out on the perimeter, shoot a little bit.
We saw him with two three-pointers as well, one from the top of the arc, the other from the corner. So those were some difficult shots he was able to nail, so doing a little bit of everything tonight.
Yeah, versatile skill set. He played really well today for them. As a group, 4 guys in double figures, you got to be happy about that.
So it's time to name the blue-collar player of the game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org.
I'd say Zayden Johnson. He's a 5'8" freshman for EC Central. He was down in the paint, attacking the rim, getting rebounds, showed no fear. He was very, very aggressive.
And he'll be a fun player to see how he continues to add to his game as, again, playing in the starting lineup as a freshman and not being intimidated going against some upperclassmen that have played significant minutes from Chesterton.
I would have never known he was a freshman if I had the luxury of having a roster in my hand. He was tough, and East Chicago, they got a lot going for him right now. Lance Jackson did a nice job battling against two big kids today. Jamari Pollard obviously is Jamari Pollard. They've got a pretty good blend of old and young, and I think as those old guys show those younger kids down the way, now they're not very big, so that's okay. They're just going to have to learn to play with what they have.
Right.
They have, most of the time they got their biggest player on the floor is 6'4", and then they play with 4 other guards, but you are who you are, and they've played a really tough schedule early in the season, and that can only help them down the road. But I'm sure after last year, coach is telling his kids we care about the end of the season more than we do the beginning.
And now, wrapping things up, it's time to name the Proud Union Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Ironworkers Local 395. For more information on the apprenticeship program, check out ironworkers395.com. Tonight's Play of the Game, there was a lot to choose from some three-pointers, a few slam dunks. What jumped out to you?
Well, Logan Picorni early. I mean, his first 4 baskets were all threes, and he was there. I thought Jalen Watts really played a steady game for Chesterton through the game. It'd be tough for me to pick. TJ Ray did a lot of really nice things. He didn't score a ton of points, but he guarded. He played perimeter defense well. Had some nice passes. So I'd say Jalen Watts would be my pick.
So that was tonight's Ironworkers 395 Play of the Game, and presented by Ironworkers 395 Union Strong. A big thank you to everyone involved with tonight's broadcast, to our management team at Region Sports, to Chris Ramirez, Rich Castillo, Zach Miller, and Mike Dewan, our sports director, to my broadcast partner, Wally McCormick, to our producer, Joey Henrich, doing a great job of keeping everything on the up and up, to Paul Vela for capturing all of the action on the camera tonight, to the coaches of each side, Ala Marui of East Chicago Central and Mark Urban of Chesterton, to the athletic directors, East Chicago Central's Graylin Gordon and Jeff Hamstra from Chesterton, and to the viewers across all of our platforms, Facebook/Region Sports Nation, YouTube/Region Sports, and the IHSAA Champions Network, and RegionSports.com. This is Leo Staudaher thanking you for watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Tonight's broadcast is made possible by Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Ironworkers Local 395, proud to be union. Four Seasons Mechanical, quality and comfort is our guarantee. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports. Bricklayers Local 4, the best hands in the business. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. The Right Group, the right way to buy and sell real estate. Mark Machnick, Chicagoland Tax Professionals. Blythe's Team Sports, where the athlete shops. And Hampton Inn, downtown Indianapolis. This is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.